My name is Samantha Quesenberry. I've taught music for the county for the past 22 years. I am currently the music specialist at Harding Avenue Elementary School and pick up classes at other elementary schools as assigned. I received my national board certification in 2004 and am working toward a master's degree in educational leadership. I'm here this evening to tell you about a very successful program in your school system. I know that many of you are already familiar with What's on Stage, but some of you are not, and I'd like to change that. I know there are many tough issues that you have had to handle over the past several years, and I'm sure that many people feel free to tell you their opinions on those problems when they see you at church, in the grocery store, or at the Lions Club meeting. However, I want to tell you a success story, and I'd like you to feel free to share it with those same people that you meet in our community. What's on Stage began over 11 years ago when Montgomery County had an in-house grant program to target the at-risk population. My friend and colleague, the PE teacher at Harding, had developed a program which gave students opportunities to do physical activities in an after-school setting, things such as archery and fishing. The person who was supposed to help her left mid-year, and she turned to me to help her finish out the program. I told her at the end of the year that I thought it was a great program, but that I thought it should include some cultural arts activities. She told me she thought that was a wonderful idea and to write my own grant. That was my first attempt at grant writing, and I was turned down flat. However, in doing the research for that grant, I was overwhelmed by the data that showed how much effect cultural arts programs have on at-risk populations. I was determined to get funding and start a program. I asked a lot of questions, did a lot of planning, and wrote a grant for another in-house fund called STAR. This time I was successful. Since that time, I have received over 25 grants to fund What's on Stage from such sources as the Virginia Education Association, the National Education Association, the Virginia Commission for the Arts, the Community Foundation of the New River Valley, Lowe's, and the Verbrugge Family Fund, among others. At this point, we are funded solely through outside grants and donations. So what exactly is What's on Stage? It's a program that provides an after-school, small group setting in which to expose at-risk students to cultural and arts-based events and activities that they are typically excluded from due to their socioeconomic status. Activities include concerts, plays, art exhibits, sporting events, drama and dance workshops, hands-on art activities, photography, gardening, and other similar activities. Students are given an opportunity to experience the unfamiliar in a non-threatening manner with a high degree of success. Using both adult and peer mentors, the program also targets communication skills, positive group interaction, organization, goal setting, self-motivation, and creativity. We strive to monitor and improve, if needed, each at-risk student's performance in the areas of attendance, grades, and discipline referrals. We meet weekly and try to schedule one event each month, so we are averaging around 11 contact hours with students a month outside of the regular school day. We establish relationships with them and their families that create a more positive school experience. We serve between 21 and 26 students in grades 3 through 5 each year. 2/3 of our group is at risk and 1/3 peer mentors. We have a diversified group of ethnicities and gender. We strive to help our students gain cultural and community awareness. We want them to know the vast opportunities that exist to enrich their lives and to grow up to become contributing members of our community in the future. In order to help achieve this goal, we have established a number of community and regional partnerships. We have been working with the Barter Theater for many years and have a well-established relationship with them. The Jefferson Center continues to seek ways to engage our students with world-class musicians. We continue to build relationships with the arts community in Blacksburg and Virginia Tech. We've also developed relationships with local restaurants for our manners lessons, field trips, and hosting the Barter Players. Recently, we have worked with Pizza Inn, China Inn, and 622 North, all locally owned establishments. The impact we have on students' lives is our greatest descriptor. As the students study an event, experience it, and then learn to communicate that experience to others, they are gaining more than academics. They are gaining cultural and community awareness. They are being given a chance to see a part of life that they may otherwise not see. One mother said of What's on Stage that it made her daughter want more out of life. I've given you a handout with some of the stories of our students. I'd tell you those stories in person, but they're not pretty, and many of the details don't need to be spoken in public. Stories of parents committing suicide in front of the student, parents who will be in jail a very long time, and parents who teach their kids to shoplift to get them drug money. But more important are the stories about how these students are surviving, and sometimes even thriving in spite of all that. A boy whose father is in jail and mother is in and out of drug rehab went out for ice cream for the first time in his life with What's on Stage. The joy on his face doesn't have a price tag. A girl who attended a concert and said, "Wouldn't you like to be a fly on that wall over there and get to see and hear everything that goes on in here every day?" A boy who hates to write, who wrote down everything about the rehearsal he watched of Bela Fleck and then said very politely to Bela, "Sir, could you put your name on this paper for me?" There are What's on Stage alumni now at the middle and high school and even in college who are involved in music, drama, and art and are staying in school because of it. There is a student whose mother never read her a bedtime story, who got to read a wonderful story about Alaska by a senior citizen who had visited there and shared her adventure with the What's on Stage students. There are students who feel more important because a star from the Barter Theater remembered their name. There are students who, when they are asked, "Have you met someone famous?" they can answer, "Yes, I met Jackie Matisse when I was in elementary school," or "Bela Fleck signed my shirt." There are children who will love beauty in many forms because they've experienced it while in What's on Stage. Thank you.